another great episode of Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwebike, and we'll start off today with our newspapers, and right after that will be our main conversation for today. Also, please do well to be part of what we do. Have a say in what we say. You can always find and reach us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. We're very so honored to have with us, joining us via Zoom from Lagos State in Nigeria, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, a barrister, law, public affairs analyst. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for your time.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Let's start off today, Barrister, with the Guardian newspaper. We have many interesting stories here. The big one, 2024-2025 fiscal policy crisis, project funding execution stall over poor budget implementation. And we equally have, just below that particular headline, federal government Lagos Ekiti to check obstacle hindering ease of doing business. And we have on the political scene here, fresh PDP Labour Party defections to the APC as opposition parties battle internal crisis. Barrister, I know we've talked a lot about this defection here and there. As much as you do not buy the idea that the opposition is crumbling, as it stands today, what do you think is the value proposition of the People's Democratic Party?
Correct. I did not. I don't buy. I buy the idea of opposition not crumbling. There are serious crises in opposition, and I know that. I'm aware of that. What I don't agree is that to say that a particular party is dead because other people are moving out of the party. That's what I don't agree with. Not that they don't have crisis. They have crisis. Even the ruling party have crisis. They have their crisis, but because they are the party in power. Parties are the members are both feeling their crisis. That open a lot of problem in the parties, particularly Labour and Labour Party and PDP. Yesterday, SDP joined the crisis. Yeah. You know, you can see now that once you see a party becoming that is likely to become a strong party opposition, you will see one crisis or the other in it. So that is to confirm that certain people are behind it. Because SDP before now, we are not is not interested in crisis. But because people are considering SDP as a platform to do merger or coalition or whatever they want to do, you can hear crisis. Yesterday there was an issue that the chairman was suspended by certain people or this and that. So that is to tell you, there is crisis in every party. And what is your question again, please?
Yes, my question is, what do you make of, maybe this is more like a follow-up question. What do you make of the ADA now? Because Atiku Abubakar, Saraki, El Rufai, Peter Obi, and many other great politicians are staking for the ADA. So does that not mean that the PDP might not see the light of the day?
Henry, we are the one, particularly media. You people are the one that usually create problem where there is no problem. You mentioned names. These people when did you have the Dr. Bukasa Saraki, His Excellency, the former Senate President of Nigeria? I saw him yesterday with PDP at the INEC office. So when did he not join ADA? Mr. Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency, clearly states that he was not part of the ADA arrangement. So where did you get the names? Who told you that they were part of it? You see, this is why the problem is. Sometimes we just assume things and make it a reality. People are talking about ADA. Yes, people want to register. They are considering options of how to fight the current administration, and they're considering either to form a new party or these are few people. You can't say these are PDP or SCP or whatever. But there's an arrangement to that effect. But for me, sometimes we create this unnecessary issue based on assumptions, presumptions, and permutations. I'm not aware of Dr. Bukasa Saraki saying he's part of the coalition, talk less of being a member of ADA, or talk less of being part of the people planning ADA. I'm not aware. Like I said, Atiku Adamawa, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has denounced that he was not part of it. And the people are not. It's too early to even. They've not even registered. We don't even know who are member of the party yet. But we are conjunctioning everything. We are putting the party, people who are in other party, we are putting them into the party. I don't agree with you. Even if I'm not saying there is no deflection in the party, there is deflection. People are moving, and as people are moving, people will come. It's too early to say. And if the fact that even the party is not it does not have the number of people other party, does not mean they are dead. The PDP actually has about 11 governors today. So if he's dead, what happened to the 11 governors? You say they are dead. How? Because they are not having majority of a number of people. They may not. In fact, if they don't win the presidential election, that does not mean they are dead. They are not formidable enough. That's what we are going to say. So the adjective is not correct to say the party is dead. No, they are not formidable for now to compete. Yes, but dead. I don't want to agree with that.
But Barrister, do you vouch for
PDP?
Yes, because our yes, please do. Finish up. Yeah.
Continue.
Okay, yes. So because the reason we are making all of these permutations and looking the way they are is given the way our politicians behave sometimes in Nigeria. Bukola Saraki used to be with the APC. He went to the PDP and lots of movement here and there. Atiku Abubakar, the same thing. So don't you think that this game of interest for politicians, it's enough reason to believe that movement doesn't mean anything to them?
Well, we don't have political ideology in Nigeria. Politicians who are working based on ideology, they're moving from one party to another. It's not a crime. It's not. Tell me how many politicians in Nigeria have not moved? The APC we are talking about today, majority of the people, in fact 80% of the people who are members of the APC today were former PDP. The president of Nigeria today has moved. He has moved. People make it look like he has never moved. He has moved party. He started with AD. From AD, he become ACN. From ACN, he become which party again, or the March. The AD is still alive today. So people who say they just form a new party. No, AD is that movement. Is that not movement? You see, politics is about interest. Yes, the first interest is your personal interest before the national interest. You must have your interest first for you to be able to have national interest or even state interest. If you don't have your own personal interest, you won't be there because you won't be pursuing anything. So if you are saying politicians are having interest because they are own interest, should they be having your personal interest first? They are not saying they should not have the interest of the nation, but they will not consider anybody's interest first against their own. They will look at their. In fact, like I said, if you don't have interest, you not even participate in politics. It's because you have interest, that's why you are participating. So that interest, you have to pursue it as well. But in pursuing it, or when you get it, you now have to consider national or state interest in it. We can't sit in our own comfort, in our comforts, and expect people who are moving from one place morning, afternoon, in the night, doing one meeting or the other, in an attempt to get what they are looking for, and we expect that they will only be thinking about it. When we even expect them to spend their personal money to get that. We are not supporting them. We are not saying, look, since we see that you have an ambition of serving us, or you have interest of serving the community or state or whatever, these are our contribution. You will see expecting to bring money, give him money, for him to be able to achieve that objective that he's looking for. And then when he get there, you now say he should be serving you. Why did you not serve him when he was there? I'm not saying it should be about money. But what I'm saying is that this our thinking or mentality that politicians must not have their own personal interests. It does not gel well. If you don't have your personal interest, you won't be in politics. Because if you don't have personal interest, you won't be in a media platform that you're doing. If you don't have personal interest, you won't go for anything. And if you go for it, if you are forced to go into it, when you get there, you do what you like. So what I'm saying is that the movement from one party to another is not a crime. And only few politicians in Nigeria, reputable politicians, have not moved. Like I said earlier, I repeat myself again, the president of today, just like because people make it look like he has never moved, he has been moving. He has moved from AD to ACN, an ACN to APC today. So I don't know whether or not his own may not be frequent like the other, but it doesn't matter. And even those who have been moving, it's just from one party to another. Because Saraki is just from APC to PDP, PDP to APC. He has not gone to. He has not been in 5 or 10 party or 6 party or 5 or 4 party. It's either PDP or APC. That's why he has been. So, and like I said, it is not only about even the politician. If we are serious as people, with or without politician, we must be able to. We can get what we are looking for. But we have seen it as a way of look. Our election is about who can dole out money. That's why one person will move in a state and will say, that state is finished. Because that one person controls everything. Because he is the one that can mobilize. And that's why you also see people talk about why can't Alhaji Atiku drop his ambition and support it and use all his money to support Peter Obi. If he step down and support Mr. Peter Obi with his own personal money, what will be his benefit thereafter? If you become a leader and it's on the neck of Peter Obi after becoming the president, we will not talk about him being overburdened. So when you want good leadership, we all must contribute. If you see somebody who is good and who can do it, whether or not he has money, let's support him. Let's even give him money. But we're not doing that, and we expect these people to spend their personal money. We expect them to do all the wahala, and then we want them after winning. Then you want them to be serving. They won't serve you because you do not do the right thing. They can always serve us when the right thing is done. If you know that somebody doesn't have money and you support him and it becomes that person will, at least if you have many of them, I'm not saying one person, he will be able to think well and say, look, I was not sponsored by one godfather. I was sponsored by my community, and I have my loyalty to my community. Today, our National Assembly loyalty is not to Nigeria; it's on our mandate. They are standing on the mandate of the president. That shows that whatever the president is looking for, they go with it. So instead of having their loyalty and mandate to the people and to the nation, it's to the president. So that is what we're having today, because they believe the president is all in all, and he can do and undo. He can even, and that's why you see some of the governors running from their party to join APC, because they are afraid that most likely, if they are not contesting the election, that the president will use his will use federal might to not to allow them win. They cited Edo and Ondo as an example that you do not see. So some of them are moving, and they even boldly say it, that I want to move so that I want to further my political where my political future will be guaranteed. So for me, we don't have to blame the opposition alone. I've been saying it. It is not only about opposition. It's about people. All of us that are talking. We will see that we will not even vote. Some of us will not vote. I'm not talking about myself, but when I say some of us, I know that I will vote by God's grace, except something that's beyond my control prevent me from voting. There are not so many people who are active in talking, who are active in criticizing, that have never voted. And some of them will even come in public and be proud of it. I have never voted in my life. Or some will say, to last election, but I talk about the country. So I want to participate. So the aim on the politician is not exonerating them, but we have the people have the larger blame.
Very, very true, Barrister. Yes, we have lots of other interesting stories here. I would have loved that you talked to the issue of defection, of course, just like we did say, about 24 parliamentarians from the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly have defected to the APC in accordance to the instruction of the governor. Where is our constitution still alive? Because I know too well it's only the governor that has the right to move without repercussion. But when a member of the State House of Assembly defects, the law states that he should leave the post or he should relinquish the position. But the PDP seem not to be doing anything about it and allowing it to move. How is our constitution and whatever policy that triggers that, is it still alive?
Henry, it seems we are always in the hurry, or we don't even, or sometimes we pretend as if we are not in Nigeria. The constitution you are talking about is the paperwork. The paper will not enforce itself. It is the people that will enforce it. And what is the law regarding defection? when you defect, your seat will be declared vacant by the speaker.
Yeah.
And when the speaker refuses to do that, who is enforcing? The only thing is to go to court. Did you not see what is happening in Rivers State? They went to court. The battle is still on up to now. So if the battle is still on, can you blame anybody for that one? You blame the system. It is the system that is not working. If we are in a country where the system will activate itself without anybody prompting the system, without anybody directing or navigating the system to where they want them to go, it will work. But because I can't blame the law here. It's not the law. It is the implementation. Those who are given the responsibility of enforcing the law are the ones that are not enforcing it. Let me tell you, if the government in power today is not APC, and you see in a House of Assembly where 10 people or even 5 people from that party say they are the campaign, the ruling party will enforce the law. They will trigger the button, and the law will be enforced the way it should be enforced. But in our situation today, it's not so, because we have a system that is not working. The system, what we will rely on are individuals, and that's why you see what is happening in Rivers State is happening today. That's why you have a state of emergency in Rivers State, even against the law, and people are still and things are still going on well. the administrator is even appointing administrator as well. Is preparing budgets. So it's not all about the law. It's not the law. The law is there. But and this point what you are talking about, I'm not sure they even officialize their defection. Nobody can go to court now, because if you go to court now, they will backslide and say no, we did not defect. So we have to be patient sometimes.
All right.
So allow them do what they want, and then so that the law will be triggered. You can see in the Rivers State when those people wave their flags, APC flag, when they openly declare on public that they've gone to APC, when they trigger the process, what did they say? They say no, we did not defect. And what was the excuse? We have not registered with our community, our what's it called, our unit. Therefore, the defection has not been completed, and therefore you cannot. So that's a technical point. So although I'm not aware of anywhere in the law where it is said that for you to defect, you must have gone to register in your community. Particularly where there's any law to that extent. If somebody deposed to an affidavit to say I have defected, is that not enough? But for me, the system is not working. That's just what I'm saying. It's not the law, it's the system. It is the system that is not working.
All right.
You can see some of it, and we even select the different fights we want to fight.
Very, very true, Barrister. It's so unfortunate that the system has deliberately refused to work in Nigeria. But I'd love you to speak to this very ridiculous news that we got. We all woke up this morning to realize that the title of Wazir Adamawa has been taken away from Atiku Abubakar by the government of Adamawa State. Well, what's your take on this? And they're basing that on his indigenization. I don't know. Are they trying to make him feel he's not a Nigerian, or his Nigerianness is not certified?
You know that it's politics. Somebody that has become a vice president in Nigeria, somebody that has been in custom in Nigeria, somebody that has contested presidential election 8 times or more, and today now you are saying your thing is indigenship. You know that this was also raised during the last election.
Yes.
You know the 27 is coming and everybody is planning. If the title was given to him by the government, and they are the owner of the title and they can withdraw that title. But if the title is not given to the governor by them, I'm not aware that government issue title to individuals. I think it's traditional rulers that does that. Except if you are saying this revocation of this title is by the traditional ruler, that would be valid. But if it's by the government, what is it? How is it their responsibility to withdraw the title they do not give? You cannot give we cannot take what you don't give, and you cannot give what you don't have. So for me, it's all about politics. For anybody to say the citizenship of Atiku is in doubt and therefore is not qualified, or they are doubting, or therefore they want to withdraw the title, you must any Nigerian that is sincere will know that this is politics, and like you said, it's funny.
Very, very funny, Barrister. Now let's come back to Lagos State, Nigeria. We have it from the same Guardian newspaper. Lagos to begin digital numbering of houses from July. Given the sort of haphazard planning or urban planning in Lagos, it's been very difficult sometimes, when you go around looking for a particular address. It's often very difficult if you're not used to that particular area to know where exactly it is you're going to. Now, do you think it's possible to achieve an efficient digital numbering of houses in Lagos, given the way it's been created or the master plan that we have that has been defaced so badly in Lagos?
There is nothing impossible in that. If they have the will to do it, they can do it. But for me, it's not impossible. It's very, in fact, if they want to do it, they can do it. But I'm worried because if the intention is to do what you say they want to do, they may likely get it. But if the intention is about money generation, because sometimes they use this attack for the purpose of knowing who and who they will charge, they will go and trouble. And for me, before now, even though they call it this one digital, there have been so many, what do you call it now, registration regarding house numbering. I have not seen any of them worked. So if they want to do digital numbering, and let them do it, but let them make sure that it is not for the target alone. It's not about it will be easy. It will also make it, yes, I agree, it will make it easy for them to know the number of people in Lagos. It will make it easy for them to be able to plan. It will make it easy for them to be able to trace taxes or other payment to be paid. But if the major focus is about money, we won't get it right. I'm just sure. I just hope that they will start it and end it. Not that the other one they've been doing. They've done so many. I've seen so many registrations regarding housing, and I've not seen any of them come to fruition. It's a good thinking. It's good thinking. We need data, but unfortunately, in Nigeria, we only gather that. We don't use it.
Very, very true. We have a load full of data that we still have not taken advantage of in this country, because the truth remains there are some Nigerians that are still not documented. The number of Nigerians that are out of the banking system is beyond what we can state here, and that means we have the data. But the question is, how are we able to even utilize it? But Barrister, just before I let you leave on this particular segment, let's take a little look into Benue State and after effect of all of that. 53 suspects arrested over Benue Plateau Killings, says IGP, and Tinubu farmers herders conflict an opportunity in structure, social stability, and food security. How would the president say that the farmer herders crisis that had claimed the loss of lives is an opportunity for food security? Sometimes the president makes some statements that it's very difficult. As journalists, it's our responsibility to receive some of these things, interpret them, and bring them back for people to understand what the story is. But sometimes it's difficult to understand what the president is talking about. Do you really get what he means by stating that the farmers' herders crisis is an opportunity for food security?
Firstly, let me say that based on the facts on ground, we can't classify the killing in Benue as a header farmer clashes. When you say clashes, two people are fighting. They have a reason why they are fighting, and they know themselves. Here, I call it genocide. This what happened in the Benue is genocide, not community fight. And president has been corrected in this regard. They have their mindsets, and they have their own position, and they maintain that position that is community is class. So which suggests that there are two fighting, and one will come in the middle of the night and start coming and kill people who are not prepared to do anything. So for me, that impression and that mindset will not allow us to proper results until the president go with what Totif said. Why if he said Benue, we may not be able to get it right, because until you agree that this is the situation on ground, if you don't know the problem, you'll be able to solve it. As it is today now, the presidency or the president are classifying that conflict, that issue in that area as farmer herders clashes, which is not what it is. For me, the insecurity in Nigeria is something that has not been properly done. So if what President is trying to say is that, look, the killing that has happened and the committee that has been set up or whatever, probably that will help them resolve the matter. This committee that has been set up, how many people who agree that we are the one that committed the crime are in the committee? For you to know why they are doing what they are doing, and for you to be able to say, okay, if this is what you are looking for, we will give you or will not give you. It's not a one-sided committee. It is a committee of those being attacked. Those being attacked are the one forming the committee. So if in that regard, it's difficult to get a solution in that aspect, and it's been difficult for people to go to farming in that part of the area. Even in some major, almost all the part of Nigeria, it's been difficult for people to go to the place, and that's why when the government is celebrating launching of I know they bought it 2,000
tractors.
What's it called?
2,000 tractors.
Tractors.
Yes.
For modern farming and other business. I wonder where those tractors will be used.
Exactly.
Is it the same farm where people are being chased out? Is it the same farm where people are not allowed to go? Is it the same farm where people can't go there? So instead of us to tackle the issue of security, they are buying tractors that will not be able to use. Just like we buy Tucano jet, what we buy. Today, we are not able to use it to tackle any insecurity. And this is why we are saying that, look, the government should be more concerned on how money is being spent, so that they won't spend for political reason. For me, just to score goal of we have done this, we are doing this, we are doing that. How is that going to give us results? Should be the major concern. For me, they need to do more in terms of our security if we want to get it right. Very,
very true. It's very similar to what the SDP presidential candidate Adebayo has said, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has A1 in politics, but F9, a very big one with capital letters, in governance. And that is very simple and straightforward to what the reality is. The question, just like you did raise, why would we buy 2,000 tractors when farmers and access to farm is really not there? That's really putting the cart before the horse there. Thank you so very much, Barrister. Just to let you know, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid will be here to take us on our main conversation. That is when we return. National Assembly extends 2024 budget to December of 2025. Sparks concern over fiscal discipline. That in a bit is still Enterprise Morning. Please don't go anywhere. For being back, and if you just joined us, you're still on to Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head to our main conversation for today. The National Assembly has approved another extension of the 2024 national budget's capital component, pushing its implementation deadline from June 30 to December 31, 2025. This marks the second extension of the same budget and reflects a growing trend of overlapping fiscal plans. This move follows a request by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu aimed at ensuring fuller execution of capital projects. The bill, sponsored by Senate Appropriation Committee Chairman Senator Olamilekan Adiola, quickly passed all legislative stages on the Senate floor, signaling strong political backing. Critics point out that this continues a pattern under the current administration where budgets are routinely extended and run concurrently. Both the 2022 and 2023 budgets saw similar treatment, often alongside supplementary budgets. The House of Representatives had earlier proposed bills to address budget delays and limit supplementary budgets. However, with the Senate's latest action, those reforms efforts appear stalled. To address concerns, the Senate also mandated its Appropriation and Finance committees to investigate delays in capital fund releases and report within a week. We still have with us Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so let's get talking on this particular matter. I know when we were speaking to issue on from the newspaper headlines, you said that our parliamentarians with the 10th Assembly are just operating on the mandate of the president and not the mandate of the people. What we have now from our reports is a textbook example. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think, you see, we have a National Assembly that has not shown that they know why they are at the National Assembly. And they are covering up by saying that, look, we are just cooperating with the president to ensure that the country develop or move forward. That, yes, it's good to cooperate. It's good to align with president. But it's not good just to align for alliance sake or for cooperation sake. You must raise issue where it is required to be raised. You see, what is happening today is an effect of lack of proper planning and preparation of budgets. Our budgets are always not planned based on the reality on ground. They just do it like a copycat. They have a copy and paste system, and that's why you see, for the purpose of they see it appeared those in government see budget as a mere estimate, so that money will come out and they can use it the way they like. And that's why you see most time when they do budgets, they come from review almost all the time, or that's why sometimes you see them, you see in the budget line repeat of what we have last year, or even the project that's already been awarded, or the money the money has been paid. That's why you see a budget whereby you see television everywhere, you see computer every year, the same line of so it's not based on reality. They do not do proper findings, verifications, and planning to say, okay, this is the amount that will be needed for this. They don't even do it. They just assume a figure and allocate to a particular ministry or a particular budget or a particular whatever. Some don't even have any particular budget assigned to it. The money will just be there. So until we realize that budget is not just mere paper, and that it's not mere avenue to just have money released to them, because the law says without a proper appropriation, you cannot spend money. So they want that appropriation to happen so that they will spend money the way they like. They don't follow it. They don't follow the budget. They don't even know what is in the budget in most cases. That is, for example, now they coastal road. What was the budget? Well, how much was the budget for? Was there anything budgeted for it in the budget when they started? There was nothing. We were told the total amount budgeted was like 500 million or so, and today they are telling us they will spend 15 or 16 trillion for this year. And I have been told also that the federal government released 1 trillion naira for that project or so as part of their own contribution. So these are not budgeted for, and money is being spent on it. So which means it will affect other budgets, or other area that is being budgeted for. So for me, the proper planning, until we have a proper planning and proper findings as to what are our needs before we arrive at our budget, that is when we are going to get it right. Until we have a National Assembly that will ask questions as to the proper implementation of the last budget before a new one is approved, we will not move from where we will continue to have the same thing. Now, I don't even know the number of budgets we are running. I think we have about 2 or 3 budgets together now. I don't even understand it. I don't even know. So for me, it is not in our best interest to continue in this manner if truly we want to grow or want to develop.
Very, very true, Barrister, because if you take a look at our neighboring countries, Ghana, and maybe a country far away from us a bit, South Africa, and you see the way budgets are being questioned by the opposition and even within the party itself, that's when you value what democracy is. But in Nigeria, it's all size fits all. We have a Senate president who is more busy singing on your mandate we shall stand, and things are getting better, than questioning those things that are salient that we should talk about in this country. But Barrister, what do you think has made Nigeria stay strong despite all of this shenanigan we see here and there, especially with our budget? Because the president has stated the reason why the budget should be moved to December of 2025 is because some projects are yet to be executed. So why do you think all of these things are happening still? Why? What exactly is it that has kept Nigeria going, despite all of these loopholes that we have here and there?
Firstly, I don't know what you mean by keeping Nigeria strong. Strong in what? In which manner?
Like
in terms of what?
Yes, economically, financially.
Keeping us strong.
Yes, because yes, the truth of the matter is, if all of the things happening in Nigeria were to happen in some other country, they would have collapsed a very long time ago. But we still stay strong. So the question is, what exactly is it that is still keeping us, even for a bit, even if, just like you did say, it's not as much as we expect?
We are staying strong because we have money. We are blessed. We are blessed with all natural resources. And if anybody is telling me we don't have money, I would disagree. We have money. The we have is enough to make us better, if properly utilized in the interest of the masses. So because we have money to buy some people, because the Nigerians too are not interested in the progress of the Nigeria as a country, they are looking for their own interest, and they are waiting for their own time. Everybody is being patient to say, look, it will be my turn. They are waiting for their turn. So and because of that, everybody is trying to bottle whatever they have. Those who can speak out are speaking out. Those who cannot speak out are not speaking out. Well, you see, Nigeria is what it is because people are not serious. Most Nigerians, with due respect, the majority of Nigerians are not serious. Not serious in the sense that, look, they don't like fighting for their rights. They don't like standing and saying, look, I agree to, I don't mind to suffer this just because I want to get the correct thing. Nigeria would want a fast way. Then for me, if this will be the obstacle, let me just do it so that I'll go my way. That's what is keeping us. It's keeping us. That's what's keeping us. We individual selfish interests. Just or hope that I will get my turn and it will be better. That is exactly what is keeping us. That hope. But for me, the right thing is not done. And you see, like, let me, before I forget it again, we have the right budget, and this issue is happening, compared to where you refer us to, is that because one of the senators, Senator Ningi, said it the day he was suspended, when he was about to be suspended. One day he raised an issue that led to his suspension. He said that all of them here, anyone who is here, all of them here, they should confirm that he can say it clearly that they did not read that budget. They only pass it. That tell me that you went through this budget, that none of us went through it, that you can guarantee that we are just passing. And that's why you see after the budget, you see issue of padding, issue of the social budget, and the other things are budgeted for that are not known to anybody, this and that, because it was not properly screened. And you see the federal government who to bring the budget, they know what they do, what they are doing, and that's why most times you see them bring the budget late. So that the name of we are rushing to meet to quickly pass, so that the time will not people will not suffer. Then in that regard, the petition procedure. So and the justification will be that time is running out. We can't be delaying. No offense, they will pass budget. Those who are supposed to go through it and raise issue from it, they will not. Anyone that tries to raise issue on, they see him as a patriotic person. They see him as opposition. That is what is happening today. We are not all interested in this country, and progress of this country we call Nigeria. We are only interested in our personal life and interest. It shows people comfortable. They believe everybody is comfortable. That's why the president, who is being housed by us, is not paying rent. He's living a free house, and he's been living in a free house for over 20. No, he was a commissioner for 8 years or so. He was governor for 8 years. He's been for almost 20 years or over 20 years. He's been feeding on Nigerian money, and so he doesn't know that. And if somebody, a senior president, who were told that a minimum, even a senator that's not in the leadership of the Senate, collect not a billion, and the company is getting better. Good for them. It's good for everybody. Once they are seeing the benefit, everybody is seeing it. So that is the issue on ground, and that's what's moving us on. Selfish interest is what's keeping us stronger in this summit, and hope that it will get to their turn, and they also get their own. So that's why everybody is working towards being part of it in terms of how to be able to get national cake.
Very, very true, Barrister, because I think it's very important that we correct a misconception here, that right here we are not stating that every member of the national, the 10th assembly are what we are talking about. There are dissent voices right there, both as upper and the lower chambers of the 10th assembly. But my question to you, Barrister, is there are people who think the way you think. There are people who reason. There are parliamentarians right now who think the way you think, who reason the way you reason, and whose patriotism is genuine. But how do you think these same people might possibly change the status quo? Is it possible? Do you think it's ever possible for a minute pocket of people to change what already is a bad system?
It's not. We're in a democracy, and majority carry the votes. So if those who don't have our interest are the majority, we continue to go by what they think or what they want us to do. And that's why I always call that people must be interested in governance. People must participate in politics. And when we say participation here, we're not talking about contesting election only. Because of it, it's from the party. And if you are a member of the, and if you have people who are also contributing to the party, who have a say in the party, they will be able to determine who becomes the party candidate. We're not having that on ground now because most of our political parties are being sponsored by individuals. And when the individual sponsors a party, he becomes the owner of the party and the leader of the party. It determines what happens in that party. So if you have a system where, just like we have during the Awalo and Co regime, where every member of the party knows that he must contribute to the party, they rely on money contributed by all members of the party to fund the party. Then in that way, everybody can say we are the party. And in that circumstance, everybody will have a voice. The administration whereby a single individual or few individuals pay all the money required, or even to members, they pay money to members as token. So what can you say? So if you have people of integrity, and there are many in that party, those even though if you have little people who are not interested in it, they won't be able to have their voice or voices. But because that is not happening, you can't change it. So whatever, since we are in the democracy, even when the majority are going into the bush, we have to follow them by force, or we'll go through other means of bringing them back. If it's not in line with the constitution, we'll go to the court and ask the court. Unfortunately, we don't have all these system working. If we have a national assembly that is working the way it should work, most of these issues we are complaining of will not happen. The issue of not being happen is that if we don't budget the way it's entered, when we go for another presentation of another budget, or we'll go for any other request, they will not attend to it. Then they will sit tight and they will do the right thing. But they know that whatever they do, they will get away with it. And in any event, most of the Senate presidents, the one before the Senator Ahmed Lawal, and even this Senate president or the president of the Senate, have said that look, whatever the president wants, they will give it to him. So it's not about doing their job. It's about loyalty. It's about being in the good book. It's about being a loyal party member. It's about working in line with what. That's why you see, like I said, I repeat again. It's very annoying when the president goes to the National Assembly and you see our senators, both member of APC and not member of APC, and the demand to stand. The meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? And who come and the government has good intention. Which president has come that says he doesn't have a good intention? President Buhari said so, that he has good intention. It's good intention. What does it lead us to? We are where we are today. Even this government confirmed that the last government performed terribly, that they created a lot of problems on ground. So for me, the National Assembly is what we should be focused on, and the focus should be not only when they get there. We should know the kind of people that will go there. And we can only know that, or we can only be influenced that if we participate in the process that will bring them down. Because on the day of election itself, if it's only you are waiting for the day when the main election will be conducted, you won't have a choice than to vote for people that have been submitted by the party. And those people may not be the best candidate, or they may not even have a good intention in mind. So, and they will do whatever they like. And that's why you see most of the people at the National Assembly or even a position of authority that have been elected don't bother about the people, because they did not get there because of the people. They get there because they have influence. They have Baba Saleh, they have a godfather, they have certain people who can navigate for them, or certain people who finance their campaign. So in that regard, you won't have loyal people that will be loyal to you. So if you want people that will be loyal to us, if you want this country to move, we must focus more on the National Assembly. National Assembly can help us, because even we talk about accountability, the National Assembly, for those who don't know, the National Assembly, for how many? 360 plus 109.
109.
They are speaking on behalf of all of us. They are our representative. So whatever they say is like we are the ones saying it. Are they saying what we want to say? No. Are they consulting us? No. Are they doing our biddings? No. So the day they start doing the right thing by ensuring that, look, they represent well, and they have the mandate they have the interest of the people at heart, not the interest of the president or the party or people who are in charge, that is the day we'll get it right. They must change that attitude. I'm not saying they should go and be fighting the president. You can cooperate what we are looking for by saying, look, we must, even though we don't want to, we must, Mr. President, before we put this before the public, kindly edit this, kindly we won't grant this because it's not in line with the law. Kindly go and look at they can do that, but not just to say they will bring proposal for law, for instance. They won't read it. They will not even get the detail, and it will be approved. The budget will be sent to them. They will not go through the budget in detail. It will be approved. So in that regard, it will be difficult for us to have proper budget. If they know that this budget will be properly screened or scrutinized by National Assembly, nobody will hide anything inside it, because you know it will be exposed, and you know that there will be consequences. If that's another issue, there are no consequences for wrongdoing in our country. So when there are no consequences for wrongdoing, how do we get results? You can't get results. People will continue to do bad things.
Yes, very true. Yes, very true. Yeah. So, but Barrister, I would love you to state your, what you think on this particular matter. The 7th Assembly, I stand to be corrected, during the days of Bukola Saraki as the Senate President, that was the 8th Assembly. Yes, 8th Assembly. Yes, 8th Assembly. Exactly. That was a time when Nigeria observed what parliamentarians should look like and how they should behave. Knowing who our president, current day president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is, he is a master politician who knows how to meander through the minds of politicians and give them what they want so they can give him what he wants. Do you think if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the president during the days of 8th Assembly, would Bola Saraki behave the way he behaved towards Goodluck Jonathan at the time?
No, not Goodluck Jonathan. President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes, Muhammad. Yes, exactly. Yes, very true.
The Dr. Bukola Saraki that I know is a principal man, and is a man that has the interest of this country at heart, and he does not compromise due process. So if I can vouch the little I know about him, that if he's a senior president, even in this under this regime, it will not be in this way. I'm not saying there will be no compromise in a way, but it will not be in this manner where anything goes. It will not be. Let me also correct your impression that what you said earlier on, that Nigerians taste good leadership when Bukola Saraki was a leader of it was a lie. He was not appreciated. They didn't appreciate him. They even said he was the obstacle for Buhari's progress. That he was the one that's not making Buhari to move. When they bring a letter to borrow money or proposal to borrow money, he raised questions. Go and bring details. Nigeria are saying no, it's not allowing us to move. It was when he left. They now know what this was doing was the job of the National Assembly. that is the way they are supposed to work. They are not. So for me, it is not about only. We have so many people who can also work in that manner. What he did in but because of you see, there's no way, and he was able to do that during Buhari because Buhari and co were not the one who appointed him as the president of the state at the time.
Okay.
They were not. They don't have hand in his emergence as the president of the state. If they have had hand in it, probably he may not even be able to do much of those things he has done. So you can compare to a situation whereby the current Senate president was fully supported by the president, and because of that support, he was elected. So yes, what do you expect? And this president has said it before during their that this is a president that can turn boy to men now, and you want him to do. He will not, as long as people's will are not prevailing, as long as individual will are taking the stage. This is what we're going to be getting, because those people that individuals are influencing or are helping to get what they are looking for, their loyalty will be to that individual, and whatever that individual is what they will go by. So, and that's why you see what is happening in Rivers State is happening today. Because the man said, I made him governor, as if he's the entire Rivers State, as if in Rivers State he has more than one vote. Yes, he has other people who will vote because of him, but to say that, look, I made him the governor, that is to say that nobody in Rivers State voted for the governor. It was only him that ensured that he become the governor. So until we have that idea is gone, where individual will be claiming ownership of a governor, ownership of a country, ownership of a particular leader, then we won't get it right. So my focus, like I said today, if we want proper budgeting, if we want proper implementation of our budgets, the National Assembly must be held responsible. They must do their job the way it's been done. They must scrutinize the budget very well. They must ask questions, and they must not pass the budget until they are satisfied that the proper things have been done. In that regard, and again, that the last budget has been implemented at least 90%, then they can approve a new one. But in a situation whereby whether you don't even implement your budget for 10% or 20% or 30%, they come with another one, you approve it. Then they will not be serious. They will not be concerned about you, and they won't be respected. So for me, National Assembly has a very, very important role to play if truly we want proper implementation of our budget.
Very, very true, Barrister. That is a very sweet and wonderful way to end it, because the truth remains that we do not have any reason to be this poor in Nigeria. When you take a look at other countries like Qatar, a very small country, but with the same sort of deposit that we have with oil, they've been able to grow far beyond and above us. Singapore gained its independence in 1965. Today it's a first world country. Nigeria is still a third world country. It's actually very so funny. And all of this boils down to leadership, both at the center, the middle, and everyone down below that. So if we all join hands together, I'd love to believe we would get it right.